3. All right, I'm going to try this. Welcome to the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Steele, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. Jonathan Detroit Haynes. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Yo, fellas. It's a big week ahead of us. A little preview right here.
Oh, it is a big week.
Oh, yeah, boys. We are going to be live later on in Tampa Bay. Be ready, people. We're going to have some special videos for you. It'll be a big week.
Oh, conspicuous by his absence is Mr. Phil Ruxey. He's got some things going on. So it's just us two this week. And like Detroit said, we will be live in Tampa Bay. We'll have video from Tampa Bay this weekend as we are both in person for Bucks Falcons. All right, Detroit. But as far as today's show, tell the people what we have in store right now.
Well, we're going to do we do a little overreaction or underreaction this week. Basically, let's overreact after week one. What are the big things that we see? And I think Brett's going to have some underreactions too. But that's about it. And Brett, why don't you take us from last week's KDFL Week 1 games?
Drum roll. We start week 1 of KDFL action with the Roxland Renegades hosting the Dogtown Dobermans. Matt Stafford loving the LA Life leads all scorers with 27. The young QB duo of Burrow and Allen combined for 38 for the Dobermans. But it is the legend of the pod, Corey Davis, who scores an unstoppable 27. And the Renegades begin 2021 with a win, 261 to 211. Next, we go to the inaugural post-pep rally game as the Baboli Bearded Barons travel intrastate to take on the Melbourne Mega Powers. CMC wastes no time in paying off for Baboli as he puts in 28. That goes for 29 points on 87 passing attempts, but it is the Buston Farm System product Hopkins that scores 27, and Baboli wins easily, scoring the top points of the week, and they win 310 to 217. Next up, we have the Kanawha County Kings visiting the Wake Forest Lumberjacks. Shaq Thompson, linebacker for the Panthers, leads all scorers in this one with 29. Mr. Keeping It Consistent Cousins scores 24 for the Kings. And Kirk and Godwin combined for 49. I was ready for this. And the Lumberjacks take the Kings to the woodshed. And they win 234 to 192. Next up, we have the South Hills Evil Empire taking on the Marmet Midnight Riders. Mari Cooper kicks off the season strong for South Hills. He leads all scorers in this one with 39. Hill and Debo combined for 69 points for Marmet. And Patrick Mahomes continues to roll in 2021 as he scores 37. The Evil Empire strikes down fellow Thunder Buddy and wins 288 to 231. Next up, we have the Elkview River Rats taking on the Polka Pharmacists. Waller scores 27 on exactly 32 targets. Kelsey, the lone bright spot on the River Rats with 26. The linebacking duo of Bobby Wagner and Devin Bush score 35. The River Rats come out more wrong than the Tom Brady lie detector test as the Pharmacists win 245 to 177. Finally, we have our first game of the week. The Hurricane Wampus Cats visit the champion Cross Vegas Gamblers. Adam Thielen reminds everyone that he is still, in fact, on Minnesota and scores 30. Lockett scores 26 in his final game on the Fire Cell Wampus Cats. And CeeDee Lamb plays absolutely terrible in multiple ways, almost cost Dallas multiple times, still scores 35. And the Cross Vegas Gamblers have a successful banner raising, and they win 276 to 225. And that is it for your KDFL Week 1.
Woo.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nothing like us starting out the season 0-1.
As we do.
Just like our favorite teams.
I'm going to say this, and I think I said CeeDee Lamb had 35. He had 25. But I will say this. That's about what the mega powers are going to do this year. That's about the max I got. I got 12 from David Johnson. I got 18 from Brandon Cooks. That Texans duo, if it tops 30 many more times in this year, it'll be a happy surprise. But I figured 230 or so would be the better max for mega powers. 216, but I ran into a buzzsaw in Baboli.
Yeah, they're just loaded from top to bottom on that team.
Loaded from top to bottom.
Luckily, Matt is not one of those type guys that'll let you know how loaded his team is.
Oh, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. The linebackers, I know he's mentioned a couple of times, his linebackers played big. He even had Chandler Jones on the bench, who would have been his top scorer overall with 37. Probably near the top scorer of the week now, I would assume.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Say he's got to be.
Who else would have scored more?
Right. So big week, big week. Definitely a top 9 QB score, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
What other reactions do you have for us in week 1? South Hills look good as well.
Yeah, they look good. Nick's team strong again. They're strong right out of the box. It pretty much went about as what we expected. Yeah. Except for what's going on in Elkview this past week. So I pretty much saw this going the way it did. Not any really surprises. Obviously my team was a shit show, but what are you going to do? Oh, that might be the first cuss word on this show. I don't know. This
year.
Oh, this year. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scores, and it did basically go. There was a few nice surprise performances. Of course, we joke, but still nice to see Corey Davis have a big game. Some surprise. Well, we're getting into it right now. Okay, so that's week 1. So as is custom with fantasy football, it's time to overreact. So what these are going to be, I don't want to catch crap from the studio audience about these overreactions. These are overreactions on purpose, but they are based a little bit in truth, a little bit in the brain. You might be thinking about that. So I'll let you start and give me your first one.
My first one, can I do it on my team? Can I do it on the Elkview River Rats? How about we do that? My overreaction is, we all know me. I'm the biggest ball of joy that you people know. Nothing ever goes bad with me. No, I'm just joking. Everyone knows the black cloud follows me around, and pretty much did with my Elkview River Rats this week. Let's take a closer look at this. The last 2 years, the Elkview River Rats have a regular season record of 20 wins and 6 losses. That's the best in the league over the last 2 years. And the most points. I believe it was by 1 point over Jeremy. What have we done in the playoffs? We put up a big fat L each year. By the way, we're in year 10. I've only made the playoffs 3 times. I'm currently 0-3 in the playoffs. So it doesn't take much to overreact when your team gets destroyed week 1. Even though I picked the Polka Pharmacist to win it all, I feel like they're going to go on a run in the playoffs and just win it all. But you got to look closer at my team. I have Aaron Rodgers. He got me negative points. How does that happen? I mean, it's Aaron freaking Rodgers. Well, luckily, he does play against the Detroit Lions this week, so he may bounce back, but who knows? I made a big trade, we all know, for Raheem. How do you say his last name?
Mostert.
Whatever. Injuries, how you should pronounce it. He got me a big 2 points, and that's all he's going to get for me this year. He's out for the season.
No one could have seen it. That's so bad luck.
I mean, that was
no one could have seen it.
You know, we make those kind of decisions over here in Elkview. We like to mirror our organization after the Detroit Lions and make quality decisions. There was only 2 players on my team that actually did more than what they were projected. That was Chris Carson, and I believe it was Kelsey.
It's gotta be Kelsey, yeah.
Yeah, it was Kelsey. And that's it. Everybody else underperformed. So, am I overreacting to saying the 2-year run is over? I am a little weak at running back.
You mean like your championship window?
Yes, my championship window. I think it might be. I'm in a tough division.
I didn't know we were doing a counseling session to start. I don't know what to do. because at the end of last season, and I might be premature on one, and I'm probably premature on yours too, because it's 1 week. But I said, let it be known that the window of two teams, the Elkview River Rats, and at that point, the Glasgow Gunslingers, is shut. It's over. Of course, we're always just going to let South Hills Evil Empire just rebuild at will, and let them keep getting back in the first round. But
yeah, I agree with you there.
But yeah, I thought
we got a bunch of schmucks in this league that want to help them out every year. I understand. I get it. I'm sorry, people. I'm just angry. I can't help it. The sky is falling. The Lions are probably going to go like 1-16.
All right. I'm trying to pick
my future with draft picks. I'm just.
Man, we're in it after week one. We're in it.
Depressed.
Did you have low points on the week?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, you did.
It was ridiculous. Claypool was only got me 10. Devontae Adams didn't really score anything. Got 10 because Rodgers can't do anything. It was just a terrible, terrible week. I was supposed to get 248. I scored 177. It's pretty good. I mean, that's way below the Phil Doza line.
Phil Doza line,
a few years ago. So I don't know. Am I overreacting? Is the window shut?
The window's not shut. But
I mean, I do get
the
busted.
Window's not shut.
If I lose the Bustin, I'm just.
You get the busted. You do get the fire sale busted. Now
on this podcast.
Now, let me say, I got two to pick from that could play off very nicely of what you said. Well, we'll start with yours first. It's related to your team. My first overreaction. I don't want to say he did. Okay, let's say this. Did Aaron Rodgers? Did he throw that game?
I don't know, man.
I don't want to say that he actually did, but it has a feel to it with everything that happened in the offseason. You remember people used to give Kobe Bryant so much crap over shooting too much. Remember?
Right.
He has that one game. Do you remember this? What he does? He has that one game where he refuses to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like if I just stayed quiet on this podcast, being the legend that I am. If I just stayed quiet on this whole podcast so that y'all see what it might look like without the straw on the podcast. But Kobe Bryant
refuses. You might go from 12 podcast or listeners to 24. So.
Right. But Kobe Bryant refuses to shoot to prove a point. Now, I don't want to say that Aaron Rodgers did this. That one interception where he just chucks it over the middle, the frustration pick where he just throws it over the middle and gets picked off.
Yeah.
But I will say this. If you had to pick one quarterback in the NFL that would do that type of statement, I can't think of one that would come in front of him.
Well, I'm with you 100%, but
can you think of another quarterback in the NFL that would do a watch this, what you'd be without me type game and where he just plays terrible?
No.
Second place, maybe Carolina Cam Newton. Maybe. That's a stretch.
Yeah, I don't think he would do it on purpose.
It's a stretch.
What he would do.
Right. It's a stretch, but I was just trying to think of, just give me another example. A Big Ben, maybe. I don't see it.
I know there's some big Aaron Rodgers fans in this league, so I'm not really going to like this conversation.
I don't know that he did. I don't think he did. I think it's overstated, like when people say that. But I'm just saying, if one QB would, it's definitely Aaron Rodgers is the one that would do that to prove a point.
I can see that.
He's got the lines coming up. Yeah, just a bit. He's got the lines coming up, so we'll see. If he throws one, if he throws a stinker up against the lines, then we know.
I mean, he's lucky because that shutdown corner Jeff Okudah, he's out for the year now. That's garbage.
He had a good camp, man. All right, what's your next one?
My next one is on. Am I overreacting to Urban Meyer is just in over his head in the NFL? There was the way this league or week one was set up for him playing the Texans. It was set up. Okay, we can get a win here. We're going to look all right. And they looked terrible. His coaching looked bad. I mean, is he going to fake another heart attack? That's the question.
I wonder if he sees that USC opening and he's like,
I don't know. I saw something today where Eric Bieniemy is going to be maybe the lead candidate for that.
Get this man a head coaching. I don't understand it. I don't even care if he's good or not now. I just need the world to make sense.
Yeah,
just make it make sense.
That's the one college job that he would take.
Yeah, just make it make sense. I've seen Lane Kiffin rumored, ironically.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he surrounded himself. He surrounded himself with a bunch of journeyman coaches. on the offensive defensive side. What's his name? Is it Bevel? Is it his offensive? Might be. I can't. No.
With the offensive coordinator of the Jags.
No, it's the guy. He has a family lineage. Come on, OC of Jacksonville.
Lombardi.
Yes, it's Schottenheimer, I think. Let me be right.
Oh,
no, it's Daryl Bevel. Crap, I was right the first time. I could look like such a genius. It's Daryl Bevel.
Never doubt yourself, Brett.
I know. Who's the DC? I think he is overmatched, and because that very rarely works. That very rarely works to transition from college.
I think Pete Carroll's obviously the most successful. I don't know if there's any other ones out there.
USC as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give mine here. Dude, is Saquon a bust?
Ooh.
Saquon is he a bust?
It's starting to look. It's getting a little sketchy. The leg, I don't know. Those injuries are catching up. Obviously catching up to him, but he is in a theoretically. As weird as it is to say, a good situation for a PPR fantasy performer. You would think. Yeah.
Or he just has to dump it off. Daniel Jones is absolutely terrible, by the way. Where he has to dump it off. It is the injuries. He obviously looks skittish this last week, but he's coming off injuries. South Hill's Evil Empire didn't even start him. So obviously he knew it was.
We were talking about that. I was at his house. We saw that where the day said.
I was actually surprised to see it when I was recapping the scores.
Hey, he had 10 carries for 26 yards.
I think if he doesn't have Tyson Williams, I think he starts him. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I may have started Jamar Chase. I don't know. He could have done a lot in the flex, but that is going to be this. Are we in make or break territory this year for Saquon Barkley? It seems like he was just drafted not too long ago, but man.
Yeah, I think so.
That's one of my.
I would be
tell me I'm overreacting.
I would be a little bit worried if I had him on my team.
The main key in that trade to go up against Saquon Barkley was famous Jameis.
Oh, that's my next pick. Way to lead into
good.
it.
Oh, look at this go, dude. One mind early in the KDFL pod. Go away.
Am I overreacting that Jameis Winston is the real deal and could be a top 5 to 10 fantasy quarterback this year?
Yes.
I am overreacting?
Yes. He had 150. He had 150 yards.
Hey, 5 touchdowns.
5 teddies. He had 150. He's completed 14 passes, Jameis.
Maybe Matt is smarter than what we think. Maybe he knows something.
No.
He's been trying to get 3 first-round picks for this guy all year.
Oh, I think that price is up to 6 now.
It probably is.
He wants your next 7 drafts. For the luxury of getting Jameis Winston.
That's right.
W's. Hey, he did win, and they look good. I have to believe that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's 150 yards.
When he was in Tampa, he was putting up tons of touchdowns. He was
but
just
if you look at
the team too.
But yeah, exactly. Before Tampa, before Bruce Arians, he never had a fantasy relevant season. Before that 30-30 year, he was never relevant in fantasy. It's only a couple 2-3 years before that, Bruce Arians, but he was never relevant. I don't think he was ever top 10 or anything near that. So right. We'll see. That is I will stamp it as an overreaction. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna do another. Let's see. I like doing this voice. This is my overreaction voice for try to slide in. Is Corey Davis going to be a true number 1 wide receiver?
Oh my gosh!
Is he going to do it? Is our boy, legend of the pod now?
This kind of goes back to another great decision by the LQ River Rats to give up on him finally and trade him away.
After he was drafted what?
2nd or 3rd? I'm not sure. 3rd? Yeah.
That's
another brilliant decision by me. That's why I'm 0-3, everybody.
0-3. He looked good. Zach Wilson has to have a favorite target.
Yeah, he does have a favorite target. I think his first year or 2, he was banged up in Tennessee. And then once they got A.J. Brown, they kind of focused with him. Him and Tannehill had a nice little connection together. So maybe him getting out of there is what he needed. Maybe you're going to see more of that this season.
Do you know who the next 3 players were taken after you took Corey Davis?
Oh, God, no.
All right. First off, I did not know that a certain team that is no longer with us took Fournette over McCaffrey. That's kind of fun. Fournette 1, McCaffrey 2, Davis 3. Next 3 players: Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Deshaun Watson. Love it.
Oh, I remember the Watson one because
That Watson was me and your trade. It was me and your trade. I think for Jeremy Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Corey Davis. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Corey Davis, man. Our boy Corey. All right, you're up.
Michigan Bronco. Let's do it.
You're up.
All right. My next one is, oh crap, I lost it here. Oh, I know what it is. Am I overreacting that the Miami Dolphins could actually win that division? Everyone says the Bills. We know they're the favorites. People have been really on New England. They've been pretty hyping him up with the Mac Jones. Is the Dolphins a real threat to the Buffalo Bills? I think they could be.
I think no, at all.
No?
I think the Patriots are better, even though they just lost. They were winning that game. They're winning that. No, they're winning that game, and Harris fumbles in the red zone. It's a complete Tua. If Harris doesn't fumble, Damian Harris doesn't fumble in the red zone right there. We're talking about how bad Tua is right now. We're talking about how steady Mac Jones looked and how bad Tua looked.
I really like the Dolphins defense. If they can get Tua to play, just manage the games, I think they could have a chance.
They do get Will Fuller back, and that's gonna be interesting. But I don't know. Is Tua a guy that can? And we're going a little bit back to fantasy here, not just the regular season, not just regular football. But is Tua the guy that can facilitate 2, air it out wide receivers? Maybe. I don't. He has the weapons to succeed. He does.
Devontae Parker looked good.
Gaskin in the backfield. Parker.
Waddle looked all right in his first game.
Fuller now. Gesicki I don't even think he got off the bus. But but yeah, I think Patriots are better. But I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of I don't knows in week 1. This podcast will lead all of our podcasts with I don't know. All right.
What else you got?
I think this falls as an under. Okay, I got one more over, and then I'll do an under.
Okay.
Okay, I got to get back in the voice. Hold on. Gotta get back in the voice. Is Antonio Brown the best wide receiver in Tampa Bay?
Dude, that was my next one.
Oh no, I finally snaked one.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Mine was on Mike Evans. But okay, I was gonna touch on that.
I think AB is gonna have the best career.
Yeah, my thing was, is Mike Evans Brady's 4th favorite receiver on that team?
Yeah. Yes.
Because AB, Godwin, and Gronk. If you go back to last year's playoffs, especially the Super Bowl, Evans only had 1 catch. He looks to Godwin and AB the most, and he always has reliable Gronk there. So I think
AB just has it's a very good connection with him, and I thought he was a steal in redrafts so late. I got him in a couple, but yeah. AB, I think he's going to be consistently his top guy.
I think it's either
Godwin, maybe.
It's either
Godwin looked good too. But I don't know. AB just seems to find a good connection with
I know
the ageless
Evans fans cannot be happy. It doesn't seem like Brady even looks his way that much anymore.
I just don't. It doesn't fit Brady. And the only thing I can think of that type of wide receiver one time with Moss, where and that's Moss. Not to even get close to comparing them to. No. But that doesn't. He doesn't need that wide receiver. He doesn't need that guy that he just chucks it up. He doesn't do that.
Well, last year he used Evans a lot down in the goal line situations.
Right, he did do that. Correct. Yes,
but
it's true. I'm just talking about the air down.
Right.
He doesn't need to do that, so he does not do that. If that makes sense.
Makes complete sense to me, sir.
That's the last good thing of it. Okay, give me one more, and I'll give you an under.
All right, my last one is: did we undervalue Matthew Stafford in Detroit?
What do you mean?
Meaning, did we not realize how good this guy was? I think a lot of us fans are like, he got us to the playoffs 3 times, just like the Oakview River Rats, but went 0-3, just like the Oakview River Rats. But I don't think Lions fans appreciated Matt Stafford. And I think he's going to show this year. I think I picked him as my MVP anyways. But
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see those matchups with the Niners and the Seahawks. In week 3, I think the Rams I think Tampa Bay goes to LA to play the Rams. So that's going to be a huge game.
I don't know. I know it's a meme at this point how I relate everything back to Atlanta, but I see so much similarities now with the fans just bash on Stafford. He's the problem with the Ryan situation. And I don't think he is at all. Obviously, they're completely, I've said this many times, they're completely two different players. Stafford has a cannon of an arm. But I think so. Cause I really think that he was a key missing piece to the Rams. I don't see where their hole is. I don't see where their weakness is. Please, someone tell me.
I think what us Lions fans didn't really see, or what we didn't understand, was a lot of times he would just have to just chuck the ball all over the field because our defenses were historically bad.
Yeah.
So he had to do as much as he could. That's why he always had those comeback from behind games. He led the league. But there would be times where he would just, he makes a dumb throw, but
Did he ever get called Matthew Stafford?
I don't know. I think it's just always Matt. Should
have been Matthew. No, Stafford. It's not working. Stafford.
No. I'm going to need some kind of sound effect from Phil when he goes back.
You ever heard him called Stat Ryan?
Yes, I know what you're
saying.
Matt
Stafford. That should have caught on.
I got it.
That should have Matt Stafford.
People, I apologize for that. That was a big
Matthew Stafford. I'm just going to keep yelling it until it works. All right, my underreaction. Am I underreacting to not being worried one iota about Ezekiel Elliott this year? I'm not worried about him as far as his performance. I think he will just be just fine.
I think Zeke owners should be a little worried. This is about the time running backs start to kind of.
What? No, he's a round one running back you trade for in Dynasty. Everybody knows this. Yeah. You give up top 6.
What he's got going for him is the Cowboys, and that offense is just explosive. So he's going to put up points. I don't think you're going to see the Zeke that we saw a few years ago that was just tearing up the league. I really don't.
I still think you can, because I think that was a horrible, horrible matchup week 1. You obviously beat the Bucs on the outside. They have an amazing front. The line of linebackers are amazing. Their cornerbacks and safeties are trash. Especially they got hurt too.
The number 1 guy was out anyway.
Right. They got hurt. His guy got hurt as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just game plan. Maybe,
I agree with you. Sort of like Michigan decided to just keep running against Washington. Sorry,
right.
I had to throw that in there, people.
You do. You just have Dak throw it 65 times and hope for the best. I'm not worried about Zeke. And I do think the fall off is coming. I don't think it's here yet. I think we got one more year of peak Zeke, but we'll see. We will see. My other underreaction is
I still think he's a top 10 fantasy running back. I just
don't think
he's
going to be.
I don't know. I think you're going to start seeing his numbers go
down. My other underreaction is somebody please tell me that I'm not wrong that Matt Ryan's not 56 years old. But we'll move on from that. Move on. All right, that's overreaction, underreaction. I want some feedback from the audience. I want some other things, I don't want to call them hot takes, but some other reactions that you have that you're worried about. You're like, is this really happening right now? Let's see what you think.
I'm sure they're probably worried about Phil. They want to know what's going on with Mr. Electric. The fans are probably going to be really disappointed. He's
in the lab. He's in the wood shop.
He may not be here next week either, folks. I hate to tell you that. Oh man, I should have told everybody that. Dang it! Now they're not going to tune in for next week.
Here we go. Are you ready for week 2?
Woo! I'm ready.
Week 2, KDFL. Let's kick it off. Let me get.
I got to pull up the scoreboard here on the games.
Yep. Let me get out your pen and paper here, and let me get Phil's picks as well. All right. First up, we have the Dunbar. I'm going to call them Dogtown for a long time. The Dunbar Dobermans taking on the South Hills Evil Empire. You kick it off. I'll give Phil's in mine.
Okay. The Dobermans, Josh Allen was a little bit disappointing last week. He didn't live up to expectations. I think he'll bounce back this week. I don't know, though. I was just bragging about Miami's defense. He's supposed to score 24. I think he'll get around there. Najee Harris, he only had, 6 points or something like that?
Oh, that was almost an overreactions and reactions. Is Najee Harris going to be the best back in football?
No.
He was on there for every snap. Every snap once they get together. Oh, if the O-line gets anything worth anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, that big 2.8 yards per carry. I mean, yeah.
Every snap.
16 carries.
Every snap.
He only had 2.8 yards of rushing. Come on, man. Anyways, before I was really interrupted, I was discussing here. Burrow looked really good. I think he's going to be fine. He's got that nice little hookup with Chase, the guy that you were dogging.
Never dogged him. Never dogged him, by the way.
We all do. We were all at the draft. We all know.
Never dogged him.
Evil Empire, Mahomes going against the Ravens. The Ravens was one of the ones I was going to talk about. Are they in trouble? Because I could see them easily going 0-2 here. They just lost their tackle. I think he's out now. The running back situation is not very good. Anyways, going back to the Evil Empire. I like his matchups. Cooper Kupp's going to score. I mean, he looked really good with Stafford. I think Stafford and Kupp are going to be his go-to target. Jamar Chase, like I said, he looked good. So that's going to kind of offset Burrow for the Dobermans. I think the Evil Empire is going to pull this one out. Right now it says 9.4 points.
Yeah, kind of a scary line.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I mean, the Dobermans, like we were talking about Antonio Brown, he could probably put up some big points. It's going to be close, but I think the Evil Empire will squeak this one out.
All right, Mr. Ruxy has the Evil Empire winning, as he, I believe, is under contract to pick them every week.
Phil, Brett, and for Phil, you probably should go ahead and go run through everyone's lineup.
So, just for him. Phil. We'll start off at the top.
Just for Phil.
Right. Okay, at the end, we'll give our records for last week. Don't forget. All right, so.
Okay.
It's just, to me, it's just too much firepower for the Evil Empire. This is one of the better chances that the Dobermans are going to have against him, looking at these matchups. Najee you can run on the Raiders. I love AB getting the Falcons, who anybody and their mom can pass on. Amari Cooper and the Chargers, that's a tough go. But it's just too much. Linebacker core is too good for the Evil Empire. As long as Jimmy G is still starting, which I think this could be an Alex Smith situation in KC. Like, this could go the whole year. But I am going to go with the Evil Empires, and I think that's a consensus pick.
What do you think of Lance this week, by the way?
Look good, man. Look good.
Yeah.
All right. You jerk. You look good. Next up, we have the Hurricane Rumpus Cats trying to not be the rebound game for the Elkview River Rats. Take it away.
Well, if you go and look at the point spread on this game, it's
what the heck?
I am favored by 62.3 points. His only advantage supposedly is Bud Dupree, the defensive end, and his kicker. Everywhere else, supposedly, if you go by ESPN, I have advantage everywhere. I did like what Chris Carson did this week.
Look good.
It'll be interesting to see if he can keep that up against Tennessee. Lamar, I don't know about Lamar, man. He definitely can run that ball, but
the most boomer bust quarterback in the
he is
in fantasy.
And Henderson had some points for me, but those all came late. I guess when they really needed to run the ball, they did, and he did well. So I'm definitely going to put Singletary in there now. He looked decent.
Yeah. Singletary's kind of made way as the guy, and Sonny Michel, I think he only had like 1 or 2 carries. So
yeah,
Henderson,
I like it. There's probably a reason why Belichick gave up on him. So if you look at the Wampus Cats, they're basically a 2-man team now with Kyler and Justin Herbert.
One of those, I mean, two-man team, and one of those was the QB 26 in that two-man team, just so we know.
So with all that said, I'm going to take myself.
Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Rexy goes with the River Rats. I'm making a clean sweep of the River Rats as well. I mean, the fire sale, you hate to see it. There's no reason. The self-inflicted shot in the foot. I mean, we had Devontae Adams. We had Hopkins. I mean,
he could have made a run at the playoffs.
I do like him going out and getting Hilaire and getting rid of Chubb because Chubb is a little bit older for what he's now apparently trying to do.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, he is in the toughest division. I will still say that.
He is not in the toughest division because he's in it.
Well, no, I meant
no, he's not.
Nick, myself, and LJ.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
He what? Yeah, I guess from his view, yeah, he's in the toughest division.
Whatever. You probably have Tim in your division, so come on.
I do. I think Tim would. I think when this match happens, it might be the game of the week if there's not anything outstanding. The Kings are going to wipe the floor with this daggone team. Wipe the floor with this team. There's going to be a team. It might end up being the Mega Powers that loses to the Wampus Cats. I feel very badly for that team. It might end up being the Mega Powers. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think that's got to be the
River Rats. I'm not giving any in-depth analysis that everybody comes here to hear me give against the Wampus Cats when we fire sell like this. In week 0, we fire sold because he read an article about a 2023 college football draft and fell in love.
Austin, you're gonna have to call into the show,
next.
Or at least be a guest on the show. Have to go over these allegations.
Thank you. Next, Ariana Grande.
Right.
Is that who that is? It might not be her. Crap. Next up. Oh, I love that I asked you. Next up, we have the Baboli.
I don't know.
Why is he Italian?
I'm 47 years old. You think I'm going to get that reference?
I do some things with these team names. The Wampus Cats, and I don't know why Baboli's Italian, but he is. The Baboli, bearded barons. Taking on the Kanawha County Kings. Detroit, take it away.
Well, here's another matchup. If you look at the advantages, the Bullies had the advantage in like every category, but a couple. That trio of running backs, awesome. We saw Russell Wilson doing Russell Wilson things last week, going against Tennessee, who struggled. I like that matchup. We got old Jameis Winston.
Benching Carr, by the way. Let the people know.
Yeah, that's a shocker. Well, I mean, Derek Carr, he's just average. Let's be honest. I had to take a shot at Matt there. I'm sorry.
Man, you would think.
As for the Kings,
right.
It's hard to look at this team and like anything. I'm sorry, Tim, but this game is not going to be close. We'll see what Mac Jones can do against the Jets, see if he gets a little bit better. Brett's favorite guy, Kirk Cousins, going against Arizona. I think that's going to be a real struggle.
Keeping it consistent, Cousins.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So I'm definitely going with the Barons.
Yeah, it looks like we have a development in Kanawha County. It looks like Mac Jones has been given the helm. He's got that number one starting spot. So Kirk Cousins devoted to the OP slot, which does matter, by the way. These players see this. It affects their play.
That's right. That's why Rodgers is in the OP right now.
Right. You got to shape up or ship out. The Russ, Kamara, McCaffrey, Jacobs, we've done it. Robbie Anderson, I'm watching him because that was one play last week. Other than that, he was not good. That was one play, but that is what Robbie Anderson did with Darnold in the past with the Jets. One heave, 50-yard touchdown catch and good to go. Hines and Hunt. The Kings are going to get a victory. I thought Gordon looked very good last week. Much better than I ever expected him looking. So
we'll see against the Jags too. So
this is going to be a. Do we get a defensive touchdown somewhere along the way? If we are,
what was Phil's pick, by the way?
Oh,
he went the Barons.
I'm assuming it was the Barons. Yeah, it is the Barons. Thank you, sir. But I think the Barons win here. A defensive touchdown is all the Kings can hope for here.
He's
All
probably
right.
going to need a couple.
Maybe a couple. Next up, what do we got? Oh, next up, we have the Wake Forest Lumberjacks taking on the Melbourne Mega Powers.
Ooh,
Go
the
ahead.
battle of the two podcast hosts.
The battle of the
OG
prepared
podcast
hosts.
And the one who took over the podcast.
The battle of the prepared hosts is what I would like to call it.
Well, Phil gets his boy. He gets Nick Chubb this week, and he gets Tyler Lockett. Man, if Tyler Lockett keeps scoring like he did last year, he's going to be. I mean, is he the number one guy right now over DK? I don't know. The one weak spot I see on this team is the quarterbacks. No offense to Matt Ryan. I don't know. He's seen better days. Trevor, he's young. He's going to struggle this year. His running back's all right. I don't know, though. Aaron Jones, he did not look good, but nobody did in Green Bay. So I do love his linebackers on this team. When I look at your team, is Antonio Gibson still questionable? I saw he had questionable earlier. Okay. No. I was going to say, because you do not have any kind of running back depth.
No running backs.
When you're throwing David Johnson out there.
The RB26. With some respect.
Well, yeah, if this was 5 years ago.
He's their third down back.
Okay.
Apparently.
But let me see. What did I put down for you? Anything? Oh, Dak. I think he's going to be a top 3 quarterback this year, fantasy-wise. I like that. Gibson, I hope he's not banged up. Devontae Smith looked good.
Yeah, all three rookie wide receivers the main 3 have a touchdown. They all 3 looked good. So, I mean, yeah.
There's on a different note here. When I was hanging out with Jeremy and Mike, there might have been a little discussion about the draft and who had the best draft.
It was me.
And it might be the guy that lives in Melbourne.
It was me. I didn't want to be that guy, but I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Especially. Okay. What can I do a thing that I do right now?
Let's make it about you.
Okay. Especially after. Well, I don't know.
Make it about Brett segment. Let's go.
I don't know about yes. Thank you. I don't know about that deal with Jeremy and Eric and how we talked about how I end up with Pitts and Lance, or I'm sorry, Pitts and Fields. I don't know about that deal. If I had to pick 6, 7, 8, and I'd have had it would not have worked where I would not have wanted to do that. So I'm glad it didn't happen. So back to you. Was that clear that was a rerun, or was that just a mess? Go ahead.
It was clear. Anyways, I think you're probably a couple years away from contending. Maybe 1 year if you get lucky in the next draft. I think Phil has mortgaged his future for the now. So I still like him this week. Sorry, I can't take you. I think he's going to win.
Burns you up inside.
It does. I don't like picking either one of you guys. So if I have to pick one, it's going to be the guy that's not here. So I don't have to listen to him.
Fair.
So.
Phil took himself, obviously. I came up with something, Detroit. I came up with something. My own analogy. And it happened very recently. The NBA. We got 2 NBA analogies in this one pod. Okay. We got the Kobe one earlier for Rodgers. Now we have this one. All these people, what are they making, Detroit? What are these teams making? What are these teams trading for? What do they become? What do the Baboli Bearded Barons become? What do the South Hills Evil Empire become? Super teams, right? Super teams. And here I am. And who I am? I'm Giannis. All right. I'm doing it the right way. I'm doing it through the draft. I drafted all these guys.
I like it.
Through the draft, brick by brick, blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. I'm building this team up. I'm the good guys. I'm the one doing it the honest way, putting in the hard work. Of course, I'm taking myself to beat the Lumberjacks.
I like the brick by brick reference.
I like Dak is just going to keep chucking it. Antonio Gibson is now going to get depending on maybe even more with Fitzpatrick out. Really started off so hot the first couple drives, catch, really, and it just fell off. I don't understand why. I love Marvin Jones. He seems to have a little bit of a solid connection with Lawrence. Devontae Smith, I hope he can keep rolling. That's an injured secondary now in San Fran. Brandon Cooks is going to be the garbage king this year. and wide receivers. I really do believe that. He is going to be the garbage time king where he's going to get points and just kind of sneakily ride that wide receiver 2 line. Mark Andrews, of course, my guy. I really wish they'd make a quarterback change in San Francisco. I knew this would be the case. I'm thinking they might not make it at all this year. I'm going to need Jimmy to do what Jimmy does. Take a little injury, Bob. Come on. And linebackers, we'll see what happens. Mekhi Parsons look lost at times, but we never know that. I do like it gives him the advantage of DBs. I don't know that I agree with that. My DBs can be very strong. So
yeah, the DBs ones are always hard to do. The linebackers, I think, are usually about right.
Linebackers, I do give the advantage to Phil right now. DBs, I think my safeties are pretty strong with Justin Reed and Logan Ryan, especially.
I just meant from the scoring part on ESPN. You just never know with the defensive backs.
Right.
That's pass defended or interceptions.
So I am taking myself. It's a 15-point line. That's nothing in Dynasty. That flips on the turn of a dime. So I think anything within 20 points is usually almost a coin flip. So I'm taking the Melbourne Mega Powers to please get their first win on the board, because I don't know if you know what I have after this. Unless he fixed it. Good radio. Let's see if he did. Good radio after this. Where is my schedule? I believe my next 2 weeks are, yes, Kanawha County Kings. It was an unavoidable part of the new divisions and how the schedule had to go. So next up, we have our semi-main, because we don't like to do the same champion or the same teams in the game of the week. So our semi-main now, the Polka Pharmacists and the Cross Vegas Gamblers. Take it away, Detroit.
All right. Well, this probably should have been the game of the week, but like
here we go. I just did the caveat. You don't have to re-caveat. You don't have to re-caveat my caveat.
Are you gonna let me talk?
You're triple stamp and a double stamp. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, people. Anyways, LJ's team looks strong. Obviously, they killed me, destroyed me. I guess that's what I get for picking them to win it all. Thanks, LJ. Let's see what Zeke can do this week. We covered that. I like his receivers, Diggs, Robinson, McLaurin. But we talked about Mike Evans, who knows there. Darren Waller. I mean, he could be the best tight end behind Kelsey. But he could surpass him. Who knows? His team is a little shaky, like I talked about Phil with the quarterbacks, with Tannehill and Big Ben. I think that could be his only downfall. You look over at Nick's team, and you got the GOAT, Dalvin Cook. We just learned that Fournette is not going to be starting. Jones is getting the start this week, so we'll keep an eye on that. C.D. Lamb, who knows with him? I think this week it's looking like I'm going to go with LJ. I think he's going to go 2-0 and give the defending champs the first loss this season.
All right, Phil, Mr. Rexy takes the Gamblers in this one. Before looking at this game, I'm 100% on the Gamblers. When looking at this game, Dalvin Cook is going to have a rough game, I think. This could end up being his worst.
I do too.
I might be overreacting to the D-line of the Cardinals, but Kirk Cousins isn't going to be able to move in this game. Like, I fear for his safety. Tom Brady does get Falcons at home, though. With me in the stands, he's going to embarrass me in my face. Right to my face.
Well, you'll probably be drunk. So.
God willing. Also, I look at Allen Robinson here. Just didn't get involved. Didn't have any deep routes really last game. Let's do a little segue off of this for a second.
Okay.
Why in the world? It just seems like stubbornness. It just seems like one of those things where the fantasy community and regular NFL fans know more than what the actual NFL coaches do. Why in the world is he in there?
That is definitely true. We know more than the coaches.
Why? I am glad, because I would not have a second QB without him, even though he gave me 5 points. I'd probably be better off with just a wide receiver. Why in the world is Andy Dalton in there over Justin Fields? Why?
I have no idea. I don't know why anybody would start Andy Dalton.
Some people have to, by the way.
I don't
Some
care.
people have to. Do you think – this is my only hot take right now. It's not even a hot take. This is my only brain thing. Do you think that if Justin Fields doesn't have that play where he checks the line coverage and gets blasted against the Bills in the preseason, do you think that he may be in there already? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
He changes the coverage because he thinks he sees something he doesn't see, gets lit up, like scary.
I'm sure that's probably what the coaching is thinking, that he doesn't have it all handled. They're probably just bringing him around like they did Lance, bring him in for a few plays.
No, I think Lance is legitimately in an Alex Smith situation. Alex Smith Mahomes situation.
I think Fields will be the starter within probably, I'm going to say 3 or 4 weeks, to be honest.
When is their bye? Let me see. Their bye is not until week 10. Okay. They can't wait till the bye. No way. No way. No way. I refuse it.
Honestly, I'd bring them in week 4 against the Detroit Lions.
Yes. Yes. I agree, actually.
Because next 2 weeks are the Bengals and the Browns.
It just depends if they win, though. If they beat the Bengals and if they beat the Browns, Andy Dalton's in there.
Well, yeah, but that's not going to happen. I don't see it happening.
Back to this specific matchup. I think Zeke. That's another tough matchup for Zeke.
I've been wrong before. I don't know if you know
that. I don't remember. I don't know. He's got tough matchups too. Zeke against the Chargers, not great. Diggs against Miami, also not amazing. Mike Evans should eat, but he's got a lot of weapons there. And of course, Nick, the Gamblers have Tom Brady to offset that some. And we talked about how many weapons he has. I am going to go with the Pharmacist because I don't know how many times I'll pick them this year. So I'm going to go with the Pharmacist to win.
Just because you don't like them? Is that what it is?
I don't know, man. This is tough. I'm going to go with Pharmacist.
Got you down.
I don't like it. I immediately regret that pick. All right. Next up, our game of the week.
Woo!
The Tale of Two Seasons. Now, I meant to look this up, but I didn't. So now I'm stalling because I don't know if I can look it up by the time that you're going through your picks. I'm going to try. Our game of the week is the Marmet Midnight Riders hosting the Rocks Atlanta Renegades.
Did you see the point spread on this game?
The point spread on this game for those at home is 0.6 points.
0.6 points. Wow, that's a tight one. That's what she said. Anyways, you look at these matchups. I've been bragging about Stafford this whole entire podcast. I like him going into the dome against the Colts. I think he's going to put up big numbers. They say only 18. I think they're crazy. He may get to 30. Montgomery against Cincy, it's all right. Taylor against that Rams defense, I'm not really liking that, even though they've given him the advantage because I guess Mike's playing Jamal Williams for Detroit. Luckily for Mike, Goff just likes to check down every play. So I think he had about 8 catches or something like that last week. Yep, he did. So, but getting back to the Renegades, I do like the team. I mean, they got the KDFL friend of the podcast, Corey Davis, Kyle Pitts. How did he look? I didn't get to watch the Falcons.
Not good. He had like 3 catches for 40, something like that.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. You got TJ Hawkinson. He's going to put up monster numbers every week because that's all the Lions have. You go over and look at Mike's team. His running backs are pretty weak besides Austin. He's a stud. His wide receivers are nice, though. Allen, Hill, Jefferson, and Samuel. Debo looked good. Of course, he did play against the Lions. So I think he's going to definitely score a lot there. This one's going to be close. And I want to pick the Renegades just because of Stafford, but I can't. I'm going with the Marmet Midnight Riders. I think they win this one by just a couple points.
Okay. Let me get here where I'm back. Marmet Midnight Riders is your pick. Phil picks the Midnight Riders as well.
Oh, well, no, I'm didn't.
Now, let me get back to where I'm at here. All right, I have a fancy stat for us here. So the Marmet, I got it done. It's for the people at home. The last time that so Marmet Midnight Riders in the title game last year.
Oh yeah, forgot to touch on that.
Yeah, the last time There is a real Super Bowl hangover now
For the KDFL?
for the KDFL. The last time that somebody was in the title game and lost, and then was at least in the top 3 or 4. I think I did top 4, but I think this person was actually in the top 3. The last time that happened, the Poker Pharmacist in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he actually went to back-to-back title games. Lost them both, just for the record.
So you're picking against the Midnight Riders, what you're saying?
I'm picking against the Midnight Riders, but it's for a reason. It's because I am the number 1 Roxalana grade. Ooh. Roxalana Renegade. I like that. That could be a shirt. A Roxalana Renegade fan right here. All right. Swift.
Why?
Swift looked awesome. And we're all skeptical about it. Swift looked awesome. All right. He's got yes, he did. He got a little touchdown. He has the triple
He did have
head.
a nice play.
He's got the triple head running backs with Montgomery, Taylor, and Swift. All 3 finished as a running back 1 last week. And that had a little Mel Kiper time to it. All 3 finished as a running back 1 last week. And we have Stafford in LA, still looking good. Hawkinson dominant, tight end number 3. I'm telling you, if he gets smart and gets Golf in there instead of Tua, get that game manager out of there. You don't need it. You don't need it.
Really? You would take 2 out for Golf, huh?
Because Golf is.
Well, I can see that.
Golf is going to eat the trash, and the trash is worth points.
Yeah, the lines are always going to be behind, so I can see that.
Yes, this game Monday night.
Why are we giving him advice? Do we want him to do it?
It's just this game Monday night could easily be 30-10 Packers going into the 4th quarter, and
That's
it is
true.
Golf. Oscar
Yeah, but that
time.
could be after 4 interceptions though from Golf.
That is possible. That's a fact. That is possible. I am going with the Roxalana Renegades. The Roxagades.
Nice.
All right, give us our records for last week.
All right, last week, myself and Phil, we both went 5-1. I missed my game, and Phil ended up missing. I don't remember what it was. The Midnight Riders. He picked the Midnight Riders over the Evil Empire last week.
Oh, yeah.
So, and you went 4-2.
My game.
So it's just like last year.
It was my game.
Last.
I missed my game. It's going to be a theme this year. All right.
As for our locks of the week, do I want to go over those?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, why not? Me and yourself both lost. Phil somehow got a tie. That's so Phil. My upset of the week was the Packers over the. Wait, no. Was that? No, it was the Colts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My lock was the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my locks 0-1. My predictions. Lock of the week 0-1. Not good.
All
Sorry,
right.
people.
So,
okay.
Yeah, you're up.
I was gonna go ahead.
That's it for today's show, people. That is it. This is our first 2-man show ever, actually, right? I don't think we've ever done this.
So.
First 2-man show. So it might have had some growing pains, but I think it went pretty well overall.
Of course it did. It had me on it.
Right. Love me some meat. So now what you have to do now is tell the people how to get a hold of us and give us your lock of the week.
Okay, people, if you'd like to get a hold of us, give us a call, drop a line.
Shoot us a text.
Tell us who your favorite host is. Yell at us, whatever you want to do. Give us some questions. We'll read them on the air. You can call us at 1-901-609-KDFL. That's 901-609-KDFL. You can talk to me at Twitter, Detroit8374, at Phil Ruxky. I don't know.
Ruxy.
Anyways, and then you can always get a hold of Brett if you want to tell him that he sucks, because he does, at Brett Steele 2. That's all at Twitter. For my lock of the week, I'm going the Rams -3 points. I'm big on Stafford. I love the guy, man. I miss him. Okay,
that's my quarterback.
Is it wrong to say I love another man?
No,
sorry.
It's not.
I can't help it.
It's 2021.
Come back to Detroit. Okay.
Phil's lock of the week. Go ahead.
I haven't.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Apologies.
Did I say I was done?
No,
I'm not done. I was trying to. I had my my upset of the week. I had the Cowboys money line. I don't even have it written down who they're playing. I forgot.
Chargers.
But anyways, Phil, Oh, they're playing the Chargers? Yeah, I got Cowboys money on it. They're winning that. And Brett, it's been a good show. Let's try to do this again, just the two of us.
Just
Phil
the
doesn't hear
two
that
of
part
us.
when he edits it.
You can make it if
But
you try.
you still suck.
All right.
And
Phil's lock of the week is the Washington football team -3 versus the Giants. And my lock of the week, I have no choice in this matter right now. I am taking the Atlanta Falcons getting 12 in Tampa. Listen, every year games happen. This is my grasping of straws. This is my dying up. Every year games happen and people go, that's just why you gotta love the NFL. That's just why you gotta love it, because you never know what's gonna happen. Tampa Bay looks great against Dallas. They win their home opener. We look like we couldn't beat anyone last week. I'm going to be in the crowd. The Falcons are 2-1 with me in the crowd. That's an irrelevant stat. But 1-0 in Tampa with me in the crowd. So,
Brett, you're going to be like that cat in that college game hanging from the upper deck.
Save me.
That's going to be you.
Just if that happens, just let me fall. Just let it go.
I will.
Just don't catch me. All right. So for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, for absentee, Mr. Phil Bruxy, I'm Brett Steele, and we will see you next week. Hopefully, me and Detroit will both be in one piece after this game. Check out the Twitter for updates, photos, videos to come. We will see you next week again, right here on the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast.